Abayithandi abayifuni
NUMSA, yo NUMSA,
ayiwafuna amaphutho
NUMSA,
asiwafuna amakhapeta
NUMSA,
lesohlale sohlale
yo NUMSA.
Hi, it's me, Pax, the hostess with the mostest. We are back for another episode of Workers' Power, again in conversation with Frederick Mabasa. This time, we are going to be unpacking the very serious and also very painful story regarding security workers. In South Africa, security workers are among the most exploited. And Comrade Frederick is going to tell us more about how some of these workers have been suffering and how the union is actually intervening to assist them. Comrade Frederick, thank you so much once again for sitting down with us.
Thank you very much,
And today we're actually talking about the plight of security guards.
Yes.
NUMSA is organizing security workers,
Yes.
and security workers, I think, historically are probably amongst the most exploited workers. Could you talk to us a little bit about that? Because it's only recently, for example, that there was an agreement signed among security workers.
Look, I must say that security sector, it's one of the sector that is very much complicated.
Okay.
I will tell you why. There are so many security companies in the country. In fact, there is more than 15,000 registered security companies. And in 2018, the bargaining council was then established, was launched, and it's now fully running. And all the conditions of employment are being regulated in the bargaining council. Now, what is going on is that majority of companies, remember I said there is around 15,000, majority of security companies, they are not complying with the collective agreement. And it's very disturbing because when you confront these employers, they confirm that they will pay. All of a sudden, they don't pay. They keep on changing. When you recruit workers in a particular area, they will make sure that they comply in that want a compliance certificate. It's either from the Provident Fund and or the bargaining council if the company is complying. They will submit out of 2,000 employees, they will submit only a list of 10 employees to say they are complying in order to get a certificate and go and get more tenders out there. So that is what is happening in the security industry.
Let's talk about these benefits that you're talking about that workers are being denied. Because in that last round of negotiations, for the first time, if I'm not mistaken, you can correct me, but was it not the first time in history that you actually had a situation where workers in the security sector had a formal bargaining council, number one. Number two, it was agreed that there would be a minimum rate of pay. And with that were benefits like Provident Fund, medical aid, etc. So what are some of the benefits that these companies are not complying with?
Look, the first collective agreement that was published in 2020 clearly indicate that all security companies must make sure that security workers do have a Provident Fund. They must make sure that security workers must get, they call it a premium allowance. Security workers must have at least health insurance, night shift allowance, a particular basic salary. But we have realized that out of 15,000 security companies, it's only less than 100 companies that was complying, the whole South Africa. The rest, they were not complying. And let me say this, security sector, it's one of the sectors that employs more than 1 million personnel out there.
More than 1 million?
More than 1 million security officers.
So it really is a massive, massive sector.
Yes, but when you go to the bargaining council and check how many security officers that are registered with the Provident Fund, it's less than 400,000.
Oh my gosh.
These 600,000
unorganized
are not paying.
Wow.
You understand? So there are so many benefits, like the night shift allowance, firearm allowance, and so forth. So these are the benefits that are there. So what is currently happening is that we as NUMSA, together with other security unions, we have resolved that we need to try by all means to launch a campaign and visit some of the security companies that we know they are not complying. And this campaign, it started around February last year. It was on the 14th of February when we organized a march to Imvula Security around Woodmead. And that particular march, it managed to yield a positive result. I can tell you that Imvula Security today, it's complying. The next march, we decided to go to Mafoko Security. Mafoko Security, it's one of the companies that it's known for not complying. The basic salary that they were paying their security workers, it was not in line with the rates of the bargaining council. And what makes us worry as unions is that Mafoko Security is one of the companies that getting tender from the government, but they were not complying. We threatened them to say, look, you have to comply. There was a time they wrote letters to us, even to NUMSA, to say, we must withdraw the statement for the statement that we have published to say Mafoko is one of the companies that is not complying. And we said we are not going to withdraw. Do the right thing, then we'll withdraw.
So let's talk about what is the impact on workers when the company doesn't comply? Because what you're basically saying is that it means that workers are obviously paying for this, because this money gets deducted, doesn't it? It doesn't get deducted through the bargaining council. Yes. So they're deducting it. So what is the impact for workers?
Comrade Parks, it's very disturbing. Sometimes I feel I can cry. What is going on? Why? Because there are security workers who lost their life. Their families are struggling to get money even now because of this non-compliance.
Sure.
We have got a company that was protecting airport, Hlubi-Majola Security, and SAA. That company for the past 3 years, they've been deducting money, but they did not send a single cent to the Provident Fund.
But that's fraud. I mean, that's fraud.
Clear fraud.
You are stealing money. Hlubi-Majola Security was basically stealing money because you are lying to the worker.
Yes.
You're making a claim that there's money that's going to the Provident Fund, that there's deductions going to the Provident Fund. Meanwhile, they are eating. I mean, it means they've looted that money.
What it's very disturbing is that Hlubi-Majola, they have realized that they are owing a lot of money. They decided to liquidate the company, Hlubi-Majola, in order to open another company with a similar name, with the same brand, so that they can able to continue to get more business.
My gosh.
As we speak, tomorrow I'm meeting the liquidators because Hlubi-Majola have been liquidated. Workers, they are sitting at home, their money was deducted, they never get a single cent. As we speak, those workers, they won't have any money that they are going to get from the Provident Fund because for the past 3 years, Hlubi-Majola was not paying money over to the Provident Fund. We have got workers who passed away. Their families are struggling. They are still struggling to get money. But it's not a problem of Hlubi-Majola alone. There are so many companies in the country.
My understanding even is that even with the medical insurance, for example, it means when they get sick, they think they've paid, and then when they try and claim, there's nothing.
That benefit of the health insurance, the company is using Affinity Health. Affinity Health, they are saying, pay so much in a monthly basis, the employer will contribute so much. If someone passed away, 40,000, Affinity will pay 40,000 rand to the deceased member. Those members, they did not enjoy those particular benefit. Hlubi-Majola was making a deduction, they did not pay it over. We still have so many companies like Mabotwane Security. I was filing some of the documents where we have got an order from CCMA that Mabotwane, you need to pay workers what is due to them. They were making deduction, the money was never sent to the service providers. And these companies, they are very smart. What they normally do, when you try to attach the property of their company, you will find that they are using the leased property, like the rental cars, the rental office. They don't own anything. Like Hlubi-Majola will try to attach their property because they are owing NUMSA members more than 34 million rand.
Oh my gosh.
34 million rand for workers who were retrenched back in 2021. Now, the sheriff cannot attach anything. They were using Avis rental cars.
Sure.
Now, the worst part, they were not even paying Avis. Avis rental, they decided to apply to liquidate Richeville because they was owing them a lot of money. But that does not mean Richeville was not getting money from the government.
Of course, they were getting money.
They were getting money from their clients, but they were not paying.
I mean, this is just corruption on a grand scale. This is theft. And it's so blatant. They are so shameless about how they are stealing from workers.
Late last year, we came to our attention that PRASA, the trains are starting to move. And we have seen workers of Richeville guarding the PRASA. I personally wrote a letter to the PRASA CEO and requested a meeting with him. We had a meeting and I've asked him, why are you awarding Richeville? Because Richeville is not complying. But nevertheless.
What did PRASA say? I'm curious. Have they responded?
They said, look, we decided to appoint them because they were meeting the requirement. And we said, okay, if that is the case, out of the money that you are going to pay Richeville, can you take at least 40% of that money and allocate it separate so that you can pay our members who are owed their monies because those workers are not working. Richeville is owing those particular workers more than 34 million rand.
That is disgraceful.
It's very painful. Same as AXA. Richeville appointed AXA. Was appointed by AXA to provide service and in order to get rid of Eagle Eye Security. And we said, why do you have to appoint Richeville? Because Richeville is not complying. Because it's a requirement that each and every company must register workers with the Provident Fund, pay the correct basic salary and the benefit. Another security company in order to raise the same problem. Next week, I'm meeting Ituba Security, the same security company that is guarding our premises here at NUMSA head office. This company is complying. It's complying, in particular for security workers who are guarding NUMSA building. Go to Castle Hospital. We have got members there. We have got more than 40 employees who are NUMSA members. Those workers, they don't pay insurance, no Provident Fund, nothing. And if he will want to get more tenders out there, he will then try to ask the Provident Fund to give him a certificate to prove that he's complying in order to get more business out there, forgetting that he don't comply. So it's very disturbing. But of course, as labor collective within the industry, we are going to move on with this particular campaign. So
I've noticed that there has been some success with this campaign because you literally have, it started last year. You've gone company to company. Yes. And we've been watching this. NUMSA has issued several statements on this and I've seen, even other media houses covering these campaigns. Yes. Would you say that you are now starting to see some success with the campaign? Indeed. It assisted a lot because when we go out as collective, as all unions. And when we attack a particular company, that company managed to start to do the right thing. I will make an example with Mafoko Security. They are now complying. Imvula Security, they are now complying. We went to Free State, Maludi Security, and others. They are now started to comply. So yes, it have assisted a lot. Okay. But what is disturbing is that in other provinces, in particular government department, security companies are not complying. Do you think it's possible that the reason you have that problem in government, and I've actually seen this being an issue raised even by other unions, is it not possible that it's because those companies there's sort of kickbacks that certain government employees are getting from ensuring that these contracts continue, even though these people are not compliant? Look, allow me to confirm that I suspect something is fishy. I will make an example. I wrote a letter to Department of Health in Limpopo province to the attention of MEC Popiramato. In Limpopo, there are more than 50 clinics and more than 40 hospitals and so forth. They are using more than 40 different security companies. None of those security companies are not complying. We had members in one of the companies called Veteran Security
that are guarding clinics around Mopani area. And we prove that this employer is not complying. What is it that we are doing as government in order to force this company? And they are saying, no, it's not our responsibility, but we will make follow-up. But we said, you agreed on a service level agreement that a security company must comply fully with the benefits in the bargaining council. Now you are stuck with a company that is guarding your own premises, but you don't take action. The offices in the hospital in Polokwane where Dr. Popira Matubashi is sitting, the security company at the gate is not complying. But the MEC is passing there almost every day. Those workers, they don't have a provident fund. Those workers, they don't have health insurance. They don't get the correct basic salary.
That's disgraceful.
It's very, so you cannot point fingers to the MMEC or to the mayors down
when
there.
You've got a whole MEC who actually has the power to do something and has clearly chosen to do nothing.
Exactly the point. So that is the issue. So, but we will go on as a union to make sure, as unions, to make sure that we chase all these security companies so that they do the right thing.
I think it's very clear that obviously what's working in this sort of thing is the unity of the working class. I mean, you've got several unions. It's not just NUMSA. It's NUMSA, it's KAU,
Abangobi,
Satau. So it's more than, it's about 5 unions, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, around 5 unions.
That are all working together, united on this agenda of ensuring that workers are able to get their benefits. And that actually tells you that as unions, we can probably get a lot more done if we find ways to come together on common issues. I
think it can assist a lot. And we hope that even other sectors can learn from this, that if you are confronted with companies that are doing wrong things, for unity, go and fight with that particular employer. Unlike to label one union for not doing the right thing and so forth. Unity, it will make you to win what you are fighting for. The campaign, we will make sure that we'll share with you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Remember to follow NUMSA Media on YouTube. Like, subscribe, and share to as many people as you know. Remember to follow NUMSA Media on YouTube. Like, subscribe, and share to as many people as you know.